to Stream My Events News Live. I'm your host, Rachel Brittingham, and we thank you for joining us on this evening for our regular newscast of events in our community. Today we are talking about the working homeless, or the working poor, as some of you may or may not know. And today's guests with us are Ms. Jeanette Berry with Operation Community Care, and we also have one of her clients and also one of the population of the working poor is Ms. Kendra Walter. Now, as we get started, we're going to give you a little bit of background and definition about what the working poor or the working homeless community is. This is a growing population amongst the homeless in America. As of right now, 44% of the homeless population is actually working. Now, to most, that sounds like an oxymoron. How can you be working and still be homeless? Well, Ms. Jeanette and Ms. Kendra are going to tell us how they've experienced and worked with clients that are experienced on that particular subject matter. So we're going to have Ms. Jeanette actually inform us of what is the working homeless.
Working homeless is, well, Operation Community Care is a nonprofit organization that helps youth and single parents, which most of the parents work, but they either can't afford an apartment. Some of them are living in hotels. Some of them are living in their cars or shelters. They can't afford food for their families. The necessities of life they cannot afford, and they work a 40-hour-a-week job.
So, why is that a problem? If they have a job, shouldn't they be able to go out and pool their resources and make that work? Why is that? What's happening for them
What
to
resources? Normally, when you work, you have income, so nobody wants to help you. Or you can be $1 over what they say you need. So where do they get help from?
So who is they? What is that, and what is
47% of families are in poverty or low income.
So what determines poverty?
Anything under $10,000.
Wow.
$20,000 is for a single parent. If a parent or a family of 4 is making $20,000 a year, that's poverty.
That's interesting because in what Kendra just read to you guys earlier is an article that was on the Burnt Orange News, which is a blog or a news site out of Austin, Texas. They actually determined that the poverty line in Texas is if you make, believe it or not, $36,000. That's poverty. $36,000 is poverty in Texas. That's astounding. $36,000 to some people, that's like a fortune, but they consider that to be poverty by today's standards. So that question comes up a lot, especially amongst the Black community. We don't always feel like we're poor because we have what? We have friends, we have family that will take us in and help us. But as you and Kendra are going to explain to us today, what challenges you face and what you see out there in the community that actually makes them qualify. And we hate to put labels on people, but that's what society does to us, is they put us in this category of working poor, working homeless. So I want to turn it over to you, Kendra, and just tell us a little bit about your background and how you came to need assistance, because you have a very, very phenomenal story. As she so agrees.
Well, I have a high school education as well as a college education. I have 2 degrees, 3 certificates, and I've been on my job now for 8 years, which is a great job, but there's no, how do I put it? I don't see me rising up to the top. So right now I'm right at a standstill. My paycheck goes directly to bills, and that's it. So me reaching out to Jeanette, well actually Jeanette reached out to me, has helped me a lot. She helps with school clothes, Christmas time, food during the year, just whatever I need, she's there.
At what point did you find yourself in need of assistance? Because like you said, you have 2 degrees,
Right.
and most people think that if you got a degree, you should be plentiful in the workforce. There should be plenty of things coming available to you. So where did you find yourself being challenged on getting assistance to help you?
The cost of living goes up, but my paycheck doesn't. So as the cost of living goes up, I have more expenses on the home front, but I have nothing to pay for. I have no money to pay for.
So did you go to anybody else before you were able to meet with Miss Jeanette?
I did. I've tried welfare, the SNAP for assistance like that, and they turned me down, claimed that I make too much, that I need to have another kid. Yes, I've been told that. I've turned to several people, and it's just hard out there.
What
They say you have a job, you can do it.
what have you seen come through the doors of OCC in terms of maybe people like Kendra? Because what I see for her is she's not homeless, but she's working. She's just not able to really, quote unquote, make ends meet. Would you agree?
Right.
So why, again, is that everybody struggles. But everybody finds a way to make it happen. So why is it a problem, and why do we need to pay attention to this?
Again, just like Kendra, if she has to take these babies to the doctor and have to pay for it, and her rent is $700, and she has to take her rent money and pay the emergency, she's what, $200 or $300 short. She would be homeless because they're not going to give her a chance to work the $300 out and come back. If you can pay us the $300 that you didn't pay this month for next month, they're going to give her a 3-day notice, and then she's going to get a 30-day notice, so she will be out on the streets. If
I'm sorry, go ahead.
one incident can it's like a domino effect.
Would you say that's what happened to you? Was it one incident in particular that said where you found yourself, maybe at one point in time you were progressing, and then all of a sudden you start realizing I'm not catching up? Was there anything in particular that?
It happens all the time, believe it or not. One, I had another child that really takes an effect on the income. And then two, they're both in and out of the hospital. She right now has a chronic illness that I'm dealing with, and she's in and out of children's, whether it's 1 to 2 days or a week.
Your
Oldest
oldest daughter, Temperance. And what are you? Do you want to tell us what your illness is? You don't have to be shy. It might be somebody else out there that has the same thing. You have stomach pains and headaches. And how often are you going back to the hospital?
Twice a year.
About twice a year. And how do you feel all the time? What do you feel like?
I feel very good.
You don't feel very good? Is it you have is it stomach aches, headaches, or all of that? Are you tired all the time? Have they diagnosed her with anything?
Chronic migraines.
And you're how old? She has chronic migraines at 9 years old? Okay, so again, there are things that are plaguing our community that we have no idea about, but again, that's why we're here today to discuss these things. So, Ms. Jeanette, I want to go back to you. What other persons qualify as being homeless? I've had to move back in with my parents a time or two, and I'm single.
And that's homeless because it's not your.
So I was homeless
Yes,
because I went back to live with my mom?
It wasn't your house. Anywhere you stay and it's not your resident, you are displaced or homeless.
Okay.
And you were working.
Okay, so what if if somebody moves in with their sister, or their sister moves somebody in, that's homeless?
If they're not roommating and you just living with me, you coming in, whatever situation, you're homeless. But we as African American, we've been taking care of everybody. So to us, we didn't know it was considered homeless or displaced. Grandma raising grandkids, those grandkids are homeless.
Okay, so most people, like Kendra said, she went to reach out for help, and a lot of times she got turned away because they say you have an income, you can make it work. But as we know, the cost of living is going up, and the people aren't getting raises. There's nothing there to supplement. Either they're trying to get a second job and can't get one, and then that causes a chain reaction for a lot of things. So, if I'm married, but my husband is laid off, we lose our house, and I go and live with my sister. So we're now considered homeless, but I still need help.
Yeah.
So how do I get that help? If they're gonna tell me, no, you married, I'm sure he's drawing unemployment.
They tell you to, well, for us, they tell us to direct you to 211. 211 is Dallas County. They're supposed to be able to direct you to where you can get help, but I hate to say it, they don't. I mean, or either you're on the phone, or you have to hold on. They tell you to call this agency. They tell you to call that agency. Most agencies like us, we're smaller and we're less than 5 years, so it's harder for us to get funding. You know, and the agencies that are large and get funding, they have a waiting list or something. So for Kendra, she wouldn't qualify because she does have a job and she might make $2 more than what they tell you can make. Well, for us, we're just helping. You know, like I say, if this baby goes to the hospital, she has to take off. So her check is going to be short. So she's going to be short for the next month.
So how can you, okay, so you've helped Kendra. In what ways have you helped Kendra?
With diapers, with wipes, with uniforms, with back to school, with Christmas, with everything. And then also, when I met Kendra, she was looking for a big brother, big sister. So this is my little sister. We do boys and girls, you know, big brother, big sister.
That's your big sister.
So,
but how did you know that Kendra needed help? Because Kendra, it seems, just from sitting here, Kendra's a strong person. I mean, like she said, she's trying to make it happen. So
we were talking, and it's like the questions.
So you have a knack for asking people questions to get what you need to know?
Yes.
Okay. So, for someone who does not know that they can get this help because they think, I have a job, and then I've even been told by some individuals, like even myself, like I was considered homeless, but I wouldn't come to you for help because I'm going to feel like the next person it probably needs it more than I do because I can go and get it from somewhere else. How do they know to come to you?
And
what qualifies them to get that help?
And the average person thinks like that. Our clients, that's what they think until we really start talking. I mean, if you need help, don't wait till it's too late. You know, just like last week you had a segment on depression. Being homeless will cause depression because you're not in your own home. You can't do what you want to do, and it also can affect your kids too.
Wow.
So it just being homeless is not okay. I'm homeless. It can draw a lot of different issues that can get out of control if you don't get the help that you need, and don't be embarrassed to ask for help. Because we all want, it used to be robbing Peter to pay Paul, one check for being homeless. Well, now you got that check and you're homeless. Most people that are homeless are now paying the shelters so they can live in shelters. So the person that don't have income, shelters is full.
Wow.
So
That's crazy. If you're just joining us, you're watching SME News Live, and we're streaming live from Brown Lane Studios in Dallas, Texas, and we are actually talking with Jeanette Berry of Operation Community Care, a nonprofit out of Duncanville, Texas, and we're also talking with Kendra Walter about the working homeless or the working poor population. A question that I want to pose to you is this. Okay, so we discussed the married couple living with the brother or the sister's family. I got 3 kids. I'm moving in with my sister and her husband, and they got 3 kids. I still feel like I don't need any help, but we only making it on one income. So somebody say, go see Miss Jeanette. How can you help me? I still don't understand it. If I have a husband and I know he getting unemployment, or or maybe he's in between jobs, maybe not getting nothing. I don't know. How do I get help? Because I'm the only one working to support us because we lost our house.
And my question to you would be, who are you living with?
My sister.
Is that your home?
No.
It's not your home, you need help.
Okay,
You're-
but still.
It's not your home, so you need help
Mhm.
to be able to get what you need so you can get your own place. Because you're paying something. You can't live with them for free. Their water bill is going up, their electric bill is going up, and the food bill is going up. And now you had, instead of 3 kids in their home, it's 6 kids in their home. So you need help.
So what about my kids? Do I get extra assistance for
Yes.
them? I
Because
can't.
those kids are homeless. And it's called a McKinney law, that if a child is not in their own residence, they are homeless. And they should be treated like any other child that's going to school. They should have the necessities of life, even though their situation isn't normal, but they still should be treated equally and normally. And that law went into effect 1987.
The McKinney law. Don't get that confused with McKinney, Texas, for those of y'all watching. That's just the McKinney law.
That's a law.
I want to go back to you, Kendra, and I just want to play both sides of the fence. For a lot of people looking at this, they may say, you know, so you have 2 degrees, you're well educated, and you have a job. Where is the financial assistance how come you don't have financial assistance coming in from the outside, from a parental aspect, from the fathers, from maybe your parents, or somebody, your family, your extended family? How come they can't help you? Why should that be on the backs of somebody else to help you?
My extended family, well, I was taking care of my mother. She just now got on her feet, so she wasn't able to assist me. My father is deceased, and the rest of the family in the household, they're basically, for themselves. They take care of themselves. Their fathers, one is in the picture, and he helps out when he can, not saying that it's all the time. And the other one lives in Atlanta. So, there's no help.
And we wanted to bring that up because that is a question that most people have, and that by right, when you are of a right mind and you do have a safe, that's the first thing you do. We do go to our loved ones or our significant others or somebody first before we go the route of actually knocking on a stranger's door like OCC to say, I need help, because there's a pride issue involved. Would you say that it took you some time to let that pride go, or was there any pride involved before you reached out to?
There was no pride when it came to, at the time it was just temperate. Her needs were first. So if I did have pride, they had to go on the back burner. So no. As soon as I met her, we clicked real fast.
What would you say has been the most unlikely story to come through your doors that you had to help? Unlikely, like you like, again, we're learning what working homeless is. So has there been any situations where maybe someone else out there be like, that's me, that you could share with us?
Well, I had a young lady that, she passed by. I had just moved in the at the building, the office one day, and she passed by, and I don't know, just something led me to go outside, and as she was passing by, I stopped, kind of was like, hello, and she turned around, and when she turned around, I kind of walked up to her, and I was like, are you a single parent? She was like, yeah, do I look like it? She had 2 boys, a 1-year-old, and two was going on 3, and she was pregnant. So, and she would walk to the store and get a few items and then push the kids back, home. And we were talking, and when she looked at me and I kind of asked her, I was like, you need some help? And she was like, yeah. She looked at me and she looked around and she said, I don't pray. And I don't believe. She believed, but she said, I don't, pray, and I don't believe that. But she said, less than 45 minutes, I asked God. Told God I needed help. And she said, and now you asking me. Everything I prayed for, you asking me, do I need it? So she had the baby, and right today, she's getting ready to be put out. She had her own shop. Lady took all the money. She was a beautician, so she's not doing that. She has no milk for her baby that's 2 months old. She has no diapers. She doesn't have anything. So that's,
So,
but now she's believing. So,
what would you say to somebody that's in her situation right now? If they can't get to you, where can they go? Yes, you mentioned 211, but we know that that is playing the waiting game.
yes.
So is there any other place that someone can go to get some type of immediate assistance?
I mean, they can go to what, apply for WIC, apply for food stamps, but I've had a WIC person come up to me and ask me, where do I get my formula from? Because they don't get it like they were. I mean, with the budget cuts and everything, even WIC, these babies don't even get, she might be going through 7 cans now and they're only giving her 4 cans. Well, where's she gonna get the 3 cans for? And they're like $15.98 at Walmart. So that's almost $50 for milk just for her. We're not talking about this one.
Wow.
And we're talking about Pampers.
Wow.
So, where, I don't know, you know, and like I said, the smaller agencies, we're just on a wing and a prayer. And like I say, I hate to turn somebody down. But now it's getting to where they don't care, they just need help, some kind of help.
We want to do a call out to those major corporations, the Walmarts, the Sam's, the grocery stores, any food programs that are out there. If somebody's watching and you work for one of these institutions, what can you do to help this population, this growing population of people who need assistance? As we just heard, the government doesn't have much in place for someone unless you are considered what most people say dirt poor. You have to be on the street, almost don't have anything to get help. So we need to challenge ourselves, challenge our community, challenge our business owners to get involved with your community and help one another, because there should be no reason that these babies should ever go hungry, should be without health assistance, and just have a decent place to lay their heads. It's not on the backs of just a few individuals. It should be upon us all to do this. As we go forward, is there anything that you want to let everyone know in terms of working, the working poor? Is that class, is there anything in place to rectify it? I've seen some things online about maybe minimum wage. I know you even said it's been a while since you've had a raise on your job. Is there anything out there? Have you heard any conversations about income being raised? I know there was a strike in the Midwest not too long ago for the fast food wages to go up.
Seattle. They were talking about $15 an hour.
$15 an hour in Seattle. I saw it. Some places in Chicago, a lot of places, just they want minimum wage raised up to $15 an hour. Is there anything that you know of?
No, but you know, my thing is we have to come off of, because a person work. You know, stop looking at they work, they can get up, they healthy. You don't know. Again, because somebody look okay on the outside, it might not be okay on the inside and they can't work. So we have to be, am I my brother's keeper? Because it might not be you today, but it might be you tomorrow.
Why don't you tell everybody what that means? Because there might be some people that really don't understand that terminology.
Am I my brother's keeper? I am supposed to look out for my brother or sister. If I'm in a situation and I can afford to help somebody, you should help them. You shouldn't keep it to yourself. You should spread the joy. And if you are semi-wealthy, you definitely should be able to give back. Kids, who knows what these girls are going to do. This might be the president. We don't know. You know, and we have to stop as people, and especially Christian. I mean, he went to Calvary for us. And we can't take care of these kids because their mom, you know, and she look okay. But like I say, there's no way if your baby was sick, you gonna go to work and have your baby in the hospital. She got to take off.
That brings up a good point. Kendra, did you ever try to reach out to any churches?
I did not. Well, actually, yes, I did. Last year, I had a church help me. I did, and they came through. They helped me take my rank.
What church was that?
Gospel Lighthouse in Oak Cliff.
Gospel Lighthouse in Oak Cliff, if anybody needs to. And I also want to point out Dallas Lifehouse. If anyone out there may be in a situation where you need housing. Dallas Lifehouse is a shelter right off of Canton, downtown Dallas. They actually have a restart program where you get your life back together if you've lost your home. You can contact them. I wish I had their information, but there is a resource program there. So, what other information can you give us about Operation Community Care?
As far we just try to assist who we can and as much as we can. And Captain Hope's kids, they help critical need homeless kids from 0 to 17. So for our homeless kids, that's who we can get, and we partner with to be able to diapers and uniforms, back to school backpacks. So if it wasn't for them helping us, we would have to turn over. We helped over 425 kids this school year.
Can you help anybody transition out of a shelter, out of their car? Have you placed anybody in a home?
Yes,
How were you able to do that?
out of my own, out of the board. You know, we have a board, so we were able to do it out of our own funds. We did it. I mean, they were living in their car. We put them up in a hotel for 3 days, but that's just putting a little Band-Aid on it.
Are you in need of additional funding, volunteers? What services do you
We
need?
need everything. We are not funded. We haven't received any government funding or state funding or anything. We have received a grant, from Sam's.
Mhm.
They have helped us. And Walmart, and Walmart volunteers.
So go down the list again. You got single mothers.
Some others.
Who else qualifies as,
You have-
kids?
You have kids, and because we're, for youth and single parents, but if you have kids and you're a family, one person cannot take care of 4 people. One income will not help 4 people.
What about military?
And military kids. We help low income, poverty, displaced, homeless, and military kids.
Okay, so you heard it. Displaced, poverty, low income, and military
And
kids.
homeless.
And
It's
the
5
homeless.
groups of, it's 5 groups of kids and families.
If you are in the area and you are homeless, you need to go out and see Miss Jeanette. You need to go and check out Dallas Lifehouse. One church in particular was the Gospel Light. They were able to assist with bills. You can call 211, but I don't know how much 411 you're going to get. If y'all know what 411 is, that's information. So just be aware of that. We want to take a short break and transition out. We want to thank, again, Stream My Events for sponsoring this event. We also have a Group 720 Gamers that will be sponsoring some programs coming up very soon in the near future. And we'll be right back in just a sec.
I don't know, we gotta talk to the master over there. She get you on anything.
Yeah.
Let your hair like what is it like
I feel copay.
back in the 40s and 30s?
Oh,
I like that.
thank you.
What's the lady was saying?
Josephine
Anita
Baker.
Baker.
Josephine Baker.
Yeah, Josephine Baker.
Yeah.
Thank
We need her.
Oh.
Today we got Josephine Baker. Come on out, show you know Josephine.
Do the banana dance.
Can't do it. What you use your shirt?
No.
You just want to come out?
It is up.
It's just
not showing up here.
So this whole time people I don't know. I'm getting messages saying they can't get the pictures.
It just can't mess up on my phone right now.
Oh, come fix her box. Okay.
I don't know.
Let me pull it up and see. If y'all see that we're up, this is part 2 of the Working Homeless, and we have Miss Jeanette Perry and we have Miss Kendra.
Barry.
Huh?
Barry.
I said Perry.
Yes.
Did I say Perry last week?
Yeah, you did. You told me, oh, I don't get your name wrong. It's Barry, Cherry Berry.
Right. And we have Miss Jeanette Berry and Miss Kendra. And Kendra, you have a beautiful smile. It must be nice to just be able to smile. And what makes you smile? What gives you that energy when you smile?
My children being healthy and happy makes me smile.
Is that when your children is
Both
crying?
of them.
And how old are you?
I have a 9-year-old and an 8-month-old, both girls.
Okay. So what is it like to have this 8-month-old? What is?
Oh. Starting all over is a handful. It really is. But I get a joy out of it.
Okay.
She has her moments where she just, if you're having a bad day, go and look at Taylor and she'll make you happy.
Okay. And they probably already, because I'm kind of like late, so you have to forgive me. I have a tendency to sometimes just, I have this producer over here that's telling me to go on with it, but she's not running nothing over here. So Miss Jeanette, tell me, how did you come to meet Miss Kendra?
At a back to school fair in DeSoto. When we were in, our office was in DeSoto.
And how long have you two been connected so far?
For 3 years now. 3 years.
So tell me about Miss Jeanette.
She is wonderful. She was actually my lifesaver. It's like when we first met, I guess she looked at my face and she could just tell the stress that was coming out of my head. So we talked and we got together and she helped me out on a lot of issues. And my way of trying to repay her is helping her out with other, like if she does a community event or whatever, I'm there. She needs me to take pictures, I'm there. But she's awesome.
So it's sort of like scratch my back and I
Right.
scratch yours.
Right.
And then it's sort of like a form of just appreciation,
Mhm.
And I'm just going to ask you directly, what is it like to be a part of the Working Homeless?
Good or bad, good or bad.
Both, pros and the cons.
I mean, it's excellent as far as me meeting new people, seeing that there are people out there that do care, and to actually see her helping others. I really honor her for doing it. The bad part is, you would want to stand on your own 2 feet, which I do stand on my own 2 feet, but it does get hard at times. I have all sorts of bills, rent, gas, electric, daycare, diapers, formula, so it gets hard at times, and she's there to back me up if I need it.
Okay. And do you have like assistance from the father or?
One, here and there, nothing steady.
And what's the situation with that for those who may be able to relate?
We're not together, we're split up, but he does his thing. I don't know what he spends his money on, but it doesn't all go with it.
So if you was to say something to, I would say, to fathers out there, what would you say to those fathers?
If the shoe was on the other foot, you would really understand the situation. I don't think they truly understand how hard it is to raise a child. I really honestly don't. As far as the financial wise, mental wise, physical wise, there's a lot involved in raising kids.
And Ms. Jeanette, when you think about fathers, because I know you deal with the working homeless, what are your thoughts when it comes to just the men?
As far as
As far as anything you can think of right
them taking care of their kids or not taking care of their kids.
now. Let's say them taking care of their kids.
I applaud the ones that are taking care of their kids, or in the kid's life and helping the parent, the mother.
Right.
But for those that just had a baby and left them, that's not cool.
And you see,
'Cause somebody got to take care of them.
you see a lot of that also.
Yes.
And what do you think that contribute to?
I think they don't care. Because if you cared about your child, you would take care of them, regardless.
I mean,
But
there's
don't
a
wait
lot
till
of-
they, don't
What are you
wait till they,
clapping for?
don't wait till they get in high school and they're graduating with honors and they become whoever, and then you're talking about that's my child, or no. They need you when they're young.
Why is that so important?
I mean, always go back to the foundation. You need that foundation. I mean, the mother can only do so much. Girls need their daddies.
There's a void.
Boys need their daddies.
You have resentment, you have void. It's gonna create an issue in the long run.
So how do the kids, the children deal with that when they're looking for mom and dad? How do they deal with that? I mean, dad, when they're looking for dad.
They don't deal with it good.
Are they kind of like silent, so they don't really say too much?
And they can go into childhood depression,
Childhood depression.
anxiety. Kids go through it too.
What are some of the depressions that kids go
The
through?
same. I was talking to a lady today. She has a 15-year-old, and we were just talking because I take a computer class, and she was like, "My rent is due," and blah blah blah, and I didn't went to these agencies. Nobody can help me. And she said, "I got a call from the school yesterday, and my daughter, they're saying that she's depressed. We've been on the wait list for 3 months," and I'm looking at her because we've been in the class 5 weeks, but she hadn't said anything. So today, and I started giving her the signs, and she says, yes. I told her everything she probably was going through, and she said she is suicidal. 15. Because her mom doesn't have a job, and they might be getting put out of their apartment.
So that's a lot.
That's a lot.
My 9-year-old, she's been dealing with headaches on and off for the last 3 years, but this year it has gotten worse. She's been in and out of hospital for the last 2-3 months, whatever. And now it's chronic migraines, and we don't know what it's from, but she's not with chronic migraines.
What do you think it contributes to?
I don't know, but again, it could be that void that she's missing. Maybe she's thinking about it in the back of her head. I asked her, and she says she misses him and she wish he was here, but she doesn't necessarily. I don't know if she stresses about it without me knowing, but it could be.
And how did you and the father? How did you two meet?
About 10 years ago, through a mutual friend.
And what was it about him that made you smile?
That's how they
I don't
get
know.
you.
Yeah, probably a smile. He has a good personality. Like right now, we're still friends. We're good. You know, I can call him, talk to him about anything. But he's not working. He's doing odd and end jobs, like self-employed, trying to do music stuff. So it's not helping me. It's not helping her. And I've told him that, but he still insists at 40, still pursue his music.
So how does that make you feel as a mother?
It irritates me. It upsets me because it takes two to have a child, and I'm doing everything. I work 40 to 50 hours a week. No days off, no time off, because she has basketball, we have church, everything. I have no 5 minutes to myself.
So what is life like for you on a daily basis? Because when we hear about the working homeless, we're like, okay, what do you mean by the working homeless? Like what do they stay at? I mean, do you have the same place where you stay every night? Do you go from different places? What's the definition of the working homeless?
There's two. There's the working poor and there's the working homeless.
Okay.
Like she would be in the working poor because she doesn't have enough coming in to take care of her family. So she's the working poor. Working homeless, they work, they might be in a hotel, they might be living in a shelter, they might be with a friend. They don't know where they're gonna be. You know, they might know where they're gonna be 2 or 3 days out of this week, and then they have to find another place, or somebody say, okay, you can stay here for a week. You know, or you can stay, and if you're living in an apartment, and if that person is not on your lease, you're not even supposed to have them staying with you.
And so how would someone who become a working homeless, how would they become displaced?
One check can cause you to lose your apartment. One check can cause you to lose your car. One check.
Only one was just there.
It doesn't take much. You miss 2 or 3 days of work in a week, you're short. So you're only getting a week and a half of a paycheck. And if that week and a half was, them 2 weeks was your rent, and you don't have it, and then I come to a friend, nobody has it now. Everybody is going through, it used to be where you can help me and I can help you next, but everybody's going through it at the same time, so nobody can help nobody. You know, maybe I can give you $5 or something, but I can't help you with $1,000 to pay your rent.
So
And they want it back.
So really what you're saying is, it may not look like it, but a lot of people are going through.
Yes, you know, back when I was coming, it was like robbing Peter to pay Paul. You take this check and you pay this, and you take this. Now I say Peter and Paul tied. Hey, it's no more. And you used to be one check from being homeless. Now you a check and you're homeless.
And let me ask you this from a statistics standpoint. Do you have a number as far as how many people are homeless?
When I was reading, 47% is between the homeless and the hungry. Of employed.
What do you mean 47%? That doesn't sound right.
47% of
47
working people
47% of working people
are in a position of being homeless, no food, or vice versa, or whatever. But 47% of America is going through something.
Wow.
And if you think, I mean, and we don't think about it, you know, I can ask you, you know, we know a mutual, where's so-and-so living? Oh, he living with so-and-so, that's homeless, or displaced. Why is he living with you? Or why is he living with her? Something happened, and he's working, or she's working.
And that's a part of it.
And that's a part
of
of
that 47%.
But we are so used to letting people stay with us, we don't look at it as being homeless or displaced. You know, just like her mom was staying with her. Well, if she get put out because her mom's staying with her, that's one of the percentage. And she's working.
So what is it like from because I know last week we talked about depression and all the different forms of depression. And I'm just thinking to myself, if I was to have to be that way every single day, how do you deal with depression? I mean, how do you not be in depression every day? Because you have to deal with this every single day. How do you not have to deal with depression every day?
I'm in church 2-3 times a week. My alarm clock is set to Pandora, my gospel station. I mean, there's a lot of things that, yes.
That takes your mind off of.
Yes, you have to. You don't want to just sit at home in a dark room and just think about everything that's on your mind and stress about it. It's not going to solve anything.
So do you have a plan is it gonna, how long do you think you're going to be a part of the working homeless? Is there like a plan that the working homeless usually have to get them out? Or?
It wasn't a plan for them to go into the working homeless.
Come on, now you can't say that.
I mean, I want to say it was 30% or so that of working people that doesn't have 3 months put up. So if I'm behind this month, I don't have 3 months to go in. They say, even when you buy a house, they say you need 3 months in reserve. How are you going to get some reserve? If I can't pay the bills this month, how am I going to get some reserve to put up 3 months? I can't. You're already behind. So I have to either start all over, and that's moving in with somebody. So now I'm homeless.
Which is very difficult to do because of what you just said.
That's the only way you're going to be able to get out of it is she would have to move. Now she's looking at a storage because she can't bring, where she's going to take her stuff. So that's a storage bill. She still got to pay somebody something. And you know, people will tell you can move in with them, but that attitude, so now there's more stress.
You have a question?
No.
Oh, okay, looked like you was raising your hand.
Nothing about the time.
What about the time?
And we,
Oh, okay. I didn't hear what you just said. So, Jeanette, tell us more about OCC.
OCC is a nonprofit organization for youth and single parents, and we do help families too. If they have kids, we help families. We don't want to we try not to turn anybody down, because somebody and everybody needs some kind of help.
And I know that last week we talked about Miss Jeanette Berry, who was helping with, the working homeless, and how she used a lot of resources that actually comes in to where she is able to provide those resources to the working homeless. And just like Kendra is saying, they've been knowing each other for about 3 years, and it's just the relationship that they've established and the trust that they've established, and just her saying, today in front of you. And the reason why she's here today is she wants to let everyone know that we are only a paycheck. If she said 47% of individuals are on that verge, that's a large percentage. So in reality, we're really just right behind you. And this is what I say to those individuals who are right behind Kendra, is if you see what Miss Jeanette Berry is doing, if you can donate, and those who may not remember, if you can donate $1, if you can donate $5, I know sometimes, I'll be on the street and I'm driving and I see someone who's homeless, and I pretty much know what they're going to do with the money. Now, if I want to donate, I much rather prefer to give my money to an organization where I know $1 can go a long way. And some of you who was not here last week, you may say $1 can go a long way. What do you mean $1 can go a long way? Tell them how much $1 can feed.
Feed 4 kids. I mean, because when you're doing it in quantity, 1,000 people donate $1.
1,000 for 1,000. 1,000. Hey, that kind of sound like what's his name? What's the guy who played? I'm sorry. 1,000 for.
I thought you was about to say Kirby,
No,
like the
what's
pastor in Houston.
No, what's the guy who played? Arnold Schwarzenegger. 1,000 for 1,000. No. I think that was your own impression. Okay, we're just gonna come on in and sit down. I'm gonna have you come in. This is the beautiful lady right here. If everyone can donate, if 1,000 people can donate $1, it's so much that she will be able to do for her organization. And when we say donate $1, we're not talking about donate just $1. We're talking about for 12 months, just donate $1. If we got 1,000 people donate $1 for 12 months, we know what she's going to be doing with this revenue. I know a lot of times we give to some of these other organizations, but if you see that our people are in need, and you see that we're part of the 47%, and we could be right behind Kendra at any moment, that's the perfect opportunity for us to say to ourselves, we have to make a difference. And I don't want to do any type of separation as far as African Americans and Scott, because we're all, it's not just one race. It's all races. But I do want to challenge the African American community, because they always say that we don't support each other. So if we can get the information from Miss Jeanette Berry and say, you know what, we're going to donate $1, 1,000 for 1,000, and we're going to donate $1 for 12 months. You may just say, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and give you my $12 for the whole year. That's fine too. But we want to be able to do that, because, like she said, those who are even trying to plan, if we have enough resources to come in, we can help Kendra and those that are in the same situation as Kendra to plan, to where you can save up that money, to where you say, you know what, now I'm ready to do that. And that's one less person. And if we're doing that by so many people over and over and over, it's just so many people that we'll be able to help. Your daughter, I just want to know, tell us again, what's your name again?
Temperance.
Temperance. And Temperance, you have such a beautiful voice and so eloquent speaking. What's your favorite subject?
Math.
Math. Now look, can you get to the camera on and just see how beautiful she is? Say hello to the camera. See how beautiful she is? That smile. And tell us what your favorite subject is in school.
Math.
Math. Okay. And why do you like math so much?
Because it's kind of easy and you can learn a lot of stuff from it.
Okay. And tell us about your mom. What do you think about mommy?
She's special to me. She's great. She's a great person. She does what she needs to do.
And how does that make you feel to know that mom is always there and how much she loves you and how much she does all these things for you? What is that like for you?
It feels great because I have a parent that really loves me.
If you could have the perfect life, what would that be for you?
To grow up and be in a WNBA.
To be in the WM, you like basketball? And as a child, if you could have the perfect life, like today, if you had 3 wishes, if you had anything in the world, what would those 3 wishes be? You look like your sister's trying to help you.
I don't really know. My life is perfect now.
Wow. Did y'all hear that? Did you hear that?
Yes.
Did you hear that? Mom, we have to say, for your daughter to say that, that's amazing.
Good job.
That means that she is surrounded by love. You know, and I think a lot of times that's what we're missing is even if you're going through, and if the child doesn't even realize how much that they're going through, that's amazing. And not only that, but for you to love math, and I know that earlier you was talking off camera how much you love writing, right? That's amazing. What do you like about writing? Where's your earring fell?
It's not an earring, it was a saucer.
What do you like about writing?
Because I like to write and I can write stories about myself and my family.
Wow. Do you know any story that you've already written that you remember?
A special person in my life.
And that was your mom. Can you give mom a hug for us? Wow, it's amazing. It's amazing. And for those, how does it make you feel, mom? Because that answer right there, I think it got all of us here.
I did.
When you have like a nice audience is here, and y'all have to be quiet because we on camera. But you have a nice audience that's here, and to hear, and for us to hear that, what they've done to our spirit.
Thanks, Taylor. It makes me feel great. She's very mature to be a 9-year-old. She'll ask me for stuff, but she'll say, wait, do you have enough first? If not, it's okay. I get that a lot. So she's very understanding. When I say I have to manage money or I have to pay bills, I don't have enough time. She's fine with that.
Well, how do people get in contact with you, Jeanette, for those who want to get in contact with you?
Operation Community Care at www.operationcommunitycare.org or 469-394-7653. Email address is JeanetteBerry2011@yahoo.com. Address is P.O. Box 3129, DeSoto, Texas 75123-3129.
Awesome.
And we are located in Duncanville, Texas.
And for those who are watching, I'm going to probably give the first dollar, and I'm going to play. You know what? I don't think I'm gonna give $1 because I don't really have that much money. But I tell you what, I will try to pledge for at least 36 people for a month. So it's not that much, but it's 40 people. 40 people. Is that right? That's how you do math? Is that how you do math? Is it 40? Okay. So I donate 40 for 40 people. But you 40 people have to donate for the next 11 months. So give them your information again.
Jeanette Berry, www.operationcommunitycare.org, 469-394-7653. Jeanette Berry, 2011 at yahoo.com, or P.O. Box 3129, DeSoto, Texas 75123-3129. And we're in DeSoto, Texas.
And there's a lot of individuals out there that are probably feeling the same way or probably in the same situation that she's in. You can also get in contact with her. And the reason why we're displaying this from a mobile perspective also is because we realize that a lot of individuals do not have internet at their home. But we know that you do have internet on your phone, so you're able to watch and you're able to understand exactly what it is that she's going through. What I want to say to you all in internet land is those who may be alone, may not have anyone to talk to, those who may be, I know we was talking earlier about suicidal, you have individuals who are suicidal. We would say don't quit. Whatever you do, do not quit. As long as you have air to breathe, as long as you have energy that's inside of you and you have a heart that's beating, you can continue to make it. Sometimes when it feels like there is no more opportunities that's left for you, give it another day. And then after that day, give it another day. And there's going to be doors that's going to be open. There may be some of you who say, well, I'm going shopping tomorrow because I may be depressed and I feed my depression by shopping. We would say go and shop at OCC, and I guarantee you that would make you feel so much better than buying a pair of shoes, knowing that you just helped so many individuals who are a part of OCC. There are those of you that I know that we was, and I'm just going to throw in that topic. I know that we was talking about. And I'm gonna touch on that because I'm sure some of the working homeless have to deal with that also. And I challenge the brothers. And the reason why I challenge the brothers because I realized what I had to go through as a child. And for me to establish a relationship with my son, not really understanding how, but just saying at a young age, when I do have kids, I'm going to dedicate every opportunity that I can with those kids because I knew what it was that I wanted. I knew what it was that I needed. And I know, you may have heard Kendra say earlier that the guy, that the husband or the father of the child may be, he's pursuing music. I challenge the men because I know, because I went through the same thing, there's what you call fear. It's fear. And that fear is, I don't know what to say. I don't know how to be there every single day. I don't know that it's important for me to be there every day. It seems like mom has everything it is that she needs, or it seems like mom has the child. It is imperative, and I challenge you, it is imperative that you, especially those who are given the opportunity, it's imperative that you knock on that door. It's imperative that you pick up the phone call. Start by a phone call. Start by a letter. Start on a consistent basis saying, I will make a difference in my child's life. I may not know what to say when I'm in this child's presence. I may not know what to do. when I'm in this child presence. But if I can just sit down next to my child for 10 minutes every single week, it may not have a word to say. Just say, I'm here, I don't know what to say. And I guarantee you, most children, believe it or not, will understand that you're putting forth an effort, but you're feeding something inside of their spirit that cannot be fed by mom, that cannot be fed by the breast milk. You're putting something inside of, you're feeding them something that will last them a lifetime. So I challenge the men to call. I challenge the men to talk with their daughters, with their sons. I challenge you to even try to communicate with the mothers. And I challenge the mothers, if you're out there and you know that the son may not want to see their father, or the daughter may not want to see their father, talk to that child and let them know how important it is. Because sometimes we feel like we can do it alone, and that's for those parents who feel like we can do it alone. Sometimes we feel like we can do it alone, but again, it's something that daughter needs from a father, and it's something that son needs of a father that a mother cannot give to. And I just want to challenge you guys on that. Pretty much know a little bit. I know you're going to do it because I know that it's already in your spirit. I know that you already feel it. I know you're watching today exactly for that purpose. And for those who want to build a stronger relationship with those individuals, when you say, you know what, I may not know what to say. I am a certified life coach to the fatherless. So if you want to get in contact with me, you can reach me at streammyschool.com, stream, S-T-R-E-A-M, myschool.com, or you can find me on Facebook under, is it Cherry Bernard?
Mm-hmm.
Cherry Bernard.
And positive about me.
And positive about me. But get in contact with me, and we'll find a solution. And I promise you, I will not let you down. And I think everyone who knows me know one thing. I am a man of my word. And if I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to make sure that I start it, and I'm going to make sure that I finish. You want to say anything in closing?
No. Yes. To all those people that are homeless and going through a poverty situation, don't give up. There's help, and even if you can't see the help, remember God loves you. And just trust Him. He said He'll send you a comforter. And there are people out there that wants to help, just like Bernard, and just like myself. So we are here for you. That's it.
And no, and before you close that, and I want you to say something to those kids that's out there that may be dealing with the same issues that you're dealing with. Say something to them that may encourage them. I put you on the spot.
If you just have one parent, encourage them, be grateful for what you get.
It's great. It's great. And mom, to those mothers out there that may feel shame or may feel embarrassed or may, and the thing about it is, again, there's so many of us who's going through it, but we're afraid. You know, that fear is there. It's like, I don't want people to know that this is happening to me, but it's happening to so many of us. And I think just you being here today, your daughter being here today, and some of the most beautiful things that she's saying to this audience, it's angelic. What you're saying today is angelic. I think you have touched all of us today. I know I'm going to leave, and I'm going to be really, really touched by just your intellect, your kindness, and just the softness of your words. And I know that there's many kids who's watching right now that may be crying because of what you said. I know there's adults right now who may be crying just because of what you said, because when you speak, we hear your innocence. When you speak, we hear your innocence. And that pulls from our heart to the point where we understand that there is a tomorrow. There's always a phrase, there is no tomorrow. But in your case, and the things that you say, you let us know and you make us believe that there is a tomorrow. And we want to thank you for that. We want to thank you for that. And Mom?
I would say to them, stay encouraged, don't give up. Don't think that you're alone in this, because you're not. There are so many of us out there. There is help out there, but you have to ask for it. You can't be ashamed of what's going on. You have to think about yourself and your children first in order to keep moving, and you will get there.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Does anybody in the audience have anything to say?
I'm off camera, but just.
Are you off camera for real?
Yeah, I'm off camera.
Right. Okay.
Well,
like we didn't know.
yeah, but just want to let everyone know that despite your situation, you know, as Ms. Kendra just said, you need to ask, but don't ever feel like you are above or beneath help, because it's out there for you. And for those of you that didn't know that it existed, we're here to tell you about the resources. And just want to go back to the article that we referenced earlier today. By Texas standards, the poverty income threshold as of 2012 for a low-income family of 3 with 2 children was $36,966. $36,966. So I'm sure that it's resonating with a lot of people out there, because not too long ago that was what they considered the medium income for a lot of people. But now they're saying that's poverty. That's almost $40,000 a year. So just put that in your frame of mind as you're going about, and know that you don't have to struggle. It's no need for you to struggle, not when there are people that want to help you. And for those that may be still looking at this saying, you know, well, I still don't understand it, I still don't get it, understand that it could be you within the next moment, within the next paycheck. A catastrophic event can happen that could change your life around in an instant. I think probably everybody in this room has experienced something that has put them in a situation where they did not know what they were going to do. And we want to say that we not only empathize, but we sympathize with you, and we're here for you. So that's pretty much all I wanted to say. I know I could be long-winded. I could be a lot more winded than most, but just wanted to say that and talk about next week's show.
Okay. Before we do that, you want to say something, ma'am? No. You sure? Would you like to say anything? And before we go to next week's show, it only takes a second, because I want to talk about minimum wage just for a second. It only takes a second. I know we on Facebook, and we and those who probably be on my page, you say, man, that dude, he just be writing. Hey, they call it Facebook. They don't call it face sentence. So I write a book most of the time. But
we never thought about it like that.
Right. But if you look on Stream My Events page, you will see where you can contact your congressman. It only takes probably about less than 2 minutes to just fill out that form and just say, Congress, we want to talk. We want minimum wage. That would also help those who are the working homeless, because everything is skyrocketing as far as taxes, as far as meat, as far as food, as far as gas. Everything is taxing, but nobody's raised up the minimum wage. So in order for them to do that, we have to understand one thing, that we are the ones who are in control. But if we don't see ourselves as in control, then they're controlling everything. So you have to hold them accountable, and by voting. But first, go to that web page and just take a moment to just fill it out, your name, your email address, and put on there raise the minimum wage. That's it. And that will also help for those who are not able to donate. At least you'll be able to do that. So tell us about next week's show.
Next week's show, we will be talking about domestic violence, and if you haven't already noticed, each show is a continuation of the next. Last week we talked about depression. This week we talked about the working homeless, and we touched on depression a little bit in this show. And I believe even domestic violence may or may not have been brought up tonight, but it is a factor in some of these situations. As we know, there is a prime subject that's in the news right now with a star football player who, quote unquote, as the media says, viciously attacked his then fiance in the news. But we know that that is not just him. That is prevalent amongst most of our communities. And if you want to speak a little bit about, if you haven't checked out the host Bernard Cherry's page, he wrote a passage. He wrote a nice post today about it, and I wanted to just speak to that a little bit. He talked about physical abuse, and then also inbox him in regards to the life coaching in that aspect if you're seeking help. But I also want to say to my ladies and also my men, verbal abuse and sexual abuse is also abuse. It does not just come in the physical form. I myself have been a victim of verbal abuse. So and sometimes verbal abuse is worse than the physical because it resonates with you for the rest of your life sometimes. So just know that it transitions. And a lot of people might not see how sexual abuse in a relationship is prevalent, but it's also very much so prevalent because it's all a form of control and dominance. So we're going to touch on those issues next week. So be sure to tune in for those of you that are seeking help and counseling in regards to those topics in your life. And
it's okay to get help. It's okay to seek help. It is. It's a taboo for us not to have help, but it's okay for us to seek help. The producer's telling us it's time to wrap up. I want to say some things, but I'm going to be nice because I know she's going to be on me afterwards. But
Come on, bees.
But I can't wait until next week. It's gonna be an awesome show. Awesome show. That's what I want to do. So go ahead and make it happen. You're able to do it.
Alright, and signing off.
Yes.
That's what I want to do. So go ahead and make it happen. You're able to do it.
Alright, and signing off.
Yes.